One Australian is earning $95,000 a year, stressed. Behind on savings, honestly couldn't tell you where the last 3 paychecks went. Another earns $62,000, zero credit card debt, 3 months of expenses sitting in an offset account. Sleeping fine, same country, same cost of living, completely different life. The difference isn't income, it's rules. In this video, we're going through 10 minimalist money rules, built specifically for Australians, around what things actually cost here, how we actually spend, and where Australians are quietly bleeding money every single month without realizing it. If you're working hard and still not getting ahead, this is the episode you needed 6 months ago. Here's the uncomfortable picture. Most single Australians spend between $2,500 and $3,500 a month on essentials before rent enters the conversation. Add median national rent, and you're looking at close to $6,000 a month just to exist, before subscriptions, takeaway, a car, or anything that makes life feel worth living. The average Australian household looks fine on paper, but a significant chunk of that wealth is locked in equity or super, completely useless when next month's power bill lands. Most Australians are asset rich and cash flow fragile, and according to Finder's 2025 data, the cracks are consistent. A third of Australians regret overspending on shopping, and nearly 1 in 5 have ended up in credit card debt they didn't plan for. This isn't a discipline problem. It's a rules problem. You don't have clear enough thresholds. And without them, lifestyle inflation does its job quietly and ruthlessly. These 10 rules fix that. Rule 1. Calculate cost per use before every purchase. Here's the maths that changes how you shop. Take the price. Divide it by how many times you'll realistically use it. A $200 jacket you wear twice is $100 per wear. A $400 jacket you wear 200 times is $2 per wear. The expensive one is actually the cheaper choice. This works the other way too. That camping set you bought 2 summers ago. If it costs $600 and you've used it twice, that's $300 per use. You could have hired gear for $80 a trip and come out way ahead. Cost per use cuts through marketing instantly. It forces you to be honest about your actual behavior, not your imagined future self. Rule 2. Apply the replacement test to everything you own. The problem isn't just what you're buying, it's what you're already keeping. Go through your stuff and ask one question. If this disappeared today, would I pay to replace it? If the answer is no, that item is costing you space, mental energy, and in a lot of cases, actual money. Australians spend an average of $163 a month on self-storage. The industry is worth $1.5 billion. We are literally paying rent to store things we've already decided we don't need. Sell it, donate it, bin it. If you wouldn't replace it, you don't own it. It owns you. Rule 3. Never upgrade out of boredom or status. One of the most expensive habits in Australia is the upgrade cycle. Define functional strictly. It works for its purpose. That's it. Your phone makes calls and runs apps. Your car gets you there. Your couch is comfortable. Until something stops working for its actual job, there is no financial case for replacing it. The average Australian with a car loan is carrying $31,700 in debt. Not because their car broke down, usually because a newer model looked better. That's lifestyle inflation, dressed up as a practical decision. Don't fall for it. Rule 4. Create friction for spending, ease for saving. Knowing the rules isn't enough. Your system has to do the work for you. Make spending harder, delete saved payment details from shopping apps, enforce a 24-hour wait on any non-essential over $50, unsubscribe from promotional emails. Every one of them is a micro-attack on your bank account. Then flip it for saving. Automate a transfer to your high-interest savings account. Or mortgage, offset the day your pay lands. Before bills, before groceries, before anything. People who automate saving save significantly more than those who rely on willpower alone. Willpower runs out. Automation doesn't. Rule 5. Understand the lifestyle multiplier effect. Here's one of the most underestimated money traps in Australia, and almost nobody talks about it. Every major purchase brings an ecosystem of hidden costs. A boat brings mooring fees, anti-fouling, insurance, and trailer rego. A big suburban house brings council rates, insurance, and maintenance. Advisors put ongoing upkeep at $5,000 to $10,000 a year on top of the mortgage. An apartment with a gym and pool can carry body corporate fees of $5,000 to $8,500 annually, even if you never set foot in the gym. Before you buy anything big, map the full ecosystem. What does owning this actually cost every year for as long as you own it? The answer is almost always higher than your first estimate, often double. Rule 6. Rent or borrow before you buy. This multiplier effect starts the moment you get excited about a new hobby, new interest. Don't buy the gear yet. Hire it. Borrow from a mate. Use a local share platform. Most Australians who buy hobby equipment abandon it within 12 months. A $1,200 e-bike gathering dust in the garage isn't an investment in your health. It's a $1,200 lesson in optimism. Renting or borrowing first can cut hobby-related waste by 50 to 80% compared to buying outright. If you've used it 10 times and you're still into it, then buy. You've earned it, but earn it first. Rule 7. Define enough before your salary goes up. This is the highest leverage minimalist rule for working Australians, and the one almost everyone skips. Without a clear definition of enough, every pay rise gets absorbed by lifestyle inflation within 6 to 12 months. Better car, bigger apartment, more going out, more deliveries. You feel the bump for about 3 weeks, and then you're back to living paycheck to paycheck, just at a higher number. Set your enough thresholds now. Write them down. How much space do you actually need? How much car? How much lifestyle? When your income increases, those thresholds stay the same. Everything above them goes into savings, super, or investments. That gap is your freedom fund. Rule 8. Track what your stuff is actually costing you. Here's where most people get blindsided. Not by the big purchases, but by the slow bleed of what they already own. The items piling up in spare rooms cost you in moving fees when you shift house. They cost you in decision fatigue every morning when you wade through a wardrobe jammed with things you never reach for. They cost you in the storage unit you're renting, to house overflow from a home already full of things you don't use. Research links household clutter directly to elevated cortisol, your body's primary stress hormone. More clutter, higher baseline stress. Higher baseline stress means worse financial decisions. It's a loop that costs you twice. Once when you buy, and again every day you keep it. The fix isn't a number of items. It's a question. Does owning this thing actively cost me, in money, in space, in mental load, more than it gives back? If yes, it goes. That's the filter. Apply it ruthlessly. Rule 9. Measure wealth by freedom, not by stuff. Once you start running that filter consistently, you start to see what wealth actually looks like. And it's not what most people expect. Real wealth is optionality. It's the ability to quit a job that's hurting you, take 6 months off, move cities, or start something new. High earners with high expenses often have less actual freedom than modest earners with low costs. The person on $150,000 with a $2.1 million mortgage, 2 repayments, and a boat in storage has less room to move than someone on $75,000 with 6 months of expenses, in an offset and no debt. Every purchase is a trade. You're swapping cash for control. Make sure you know the exchange rate before you sign. Rule 10. Practice cyclical decluttering, not annual purging. The final rule ties all of this together because none of it works if it only happens once. Don't wait for the New Year clean-out. By the time that rolls around, the problem has compounded for 12 months. Do small reviews constantly. A 5-minute kitchen bench clear on Sunday, a wardrobe check each month, a storage zone audit each quarter. This keeps clutter from becoming unmanageable, reveals your consumption patterns, and short-circuits the cycle of buying and forgetting. The goal isn't a one-time reset. It's a permanent system. Systems beat willpower every time. These rules aren't about deprivation. They're not about eating rice and never going out. Australians who apply these rules consistently don't report feeling poorer. They report less stress, more time, more mental space, because they spend less of all 3 chasing things and cleaning up after them. Less stuff means a calmer brain, and a calmer brain makes better financial decisions. That is a compounding effect no investment product can replicate. 3 things to do this week. 1. Run the replacement test on one room in your home today. If it disappeared, would you replace it? Anything that gets a no, list it, donate it, or bin it this week. 2. Automate one savings transfer, even $50 a fortnight, into a high-interest savings account or offset, set to trigger the day you get paid. Remove the decision entirely. 3. Write down your enough number for 3 categories: housing, transport, and monthly lifestyle spending. Put a dollar cap on each. Review it when your next pay rise lands, and hold the line. The Australians who come out the other side of the next decade, financially intact, won't be the ones who earned the most. They'll be the ones who built lives cheap enough to keep. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you in the next one.